Welcome to the PRFFP, the podcast showcasing the films and the directors of the Party Room Film Festival. This week's guest directed Red Band Trailer, Wet, Kill Happy, Power of Friendship, and this year's submission, Now Back to the Show. Please welcome Party Room favorite, Zach.
Woo! Yes, I'm back on the show. Oh no. Prepare yourselves.
How do you feel, like, the title of your film is Now Back to the Show, but it is commonly referred to as Zach on the Couch. Do you have any type of feelings about that?
Well, I love it that like people don't even know like what the title is. Like I think I've called it Zach on the Couch, like forgetting even what I initially called
Mhm.
it. And I think that that speaks to the utter travesty of it. Like if you can't even remember the name, then surely it's the worst party room film. It has to be.
I mean, I guess we can just start off with what happened.
Yeah. What happened? Well, I think I definitely underestimated just a lot of the stuff that I had going on.
Mhm.
Um it's so if I can make excuses, my biggest excuse is definitely that I have party room to host. Hosting the festival isn't the easiest thing ever. Like my parents help me so much, but there are ways where, you know, they have their own world that I have to make sure is good
Mhm.
for the festival, if that
Mhm.
makes sense. With a few other things that happened, just personally, um, I found that I was juggling a whole lot of things at the time, and I
Mhm.
could feel I felt like I was going to drop something, so I chose to drop one of those balls that I was juggling. And I was like,
Mhm.
okay, well, my priorities are this. I need to teach my CBS group. I need to make sure that the festival happens. I need to do this for my folks. Um, I do need to make a film. What I always want to do is spend like an infinite amount of time on it.
Mhm.
Um, and I just knew that I wasn't going to be able to do the thing that I wanted to do. Which is it's kind of immature, but at the same time, like I chose to let this one go, so I made sure everything else was still rolling.
Mhm. Just got this season of the festival just came at a unprecedentedly busy season of your life, basically.
Yeah, yeah. I know that's like everyone's excuse, and everybody has like it's busy for everybody. It's the summer.
Yeah.
Um, but I also think like last year I went like really, really hard with my film. Um,
Yes.
And yeah, and like thematically, it goes very hard. Like it's too thematically, uh, its narrative is too intense. I think for Party Room, and I didn't want to do that again either.
Mhm.
Um, so I decided not to.
I gotcha.
Essentially, yeah.
Well, before we get too far ahead of ourselves,
Hmm.
let's start at the very beginning. Rules video comes out. We're doing Civil War. You it
Yeah.
was kind of spoiled for you because you're on the council, so you knew that was coming. Tell me just a little bit about your thoughts on that.
Being on the council and getting to like put that together, like what does like those rules like how do you make that game work? That's the fun thing about being on the council. um I always wonder like if other people were on the council if they would enjoy it, because it is its own like amount of work. When the three of us, Andrew, Josiah, and I, get together, I'm usually I think I my ideas go a little more crazy.
Mhm.
Josiah's like logically building things together, and then Andrew does a lot of like, no, that's not going to work. um, and so you have like a really good group of people that take an idea that sounds fun, and then we work on making it work, making it functional. So
Mhm.
it's actually really fun to do. I'm very excited about this year because we've been throwing around a few ideas because we kind of compile them up as the years go on.
Mhm.
And I mean, even you have like posted a few more ideas that were like, man, I wish we thought of that.
Yeah,
So no, thank you for pitching the Civil War idea and then letting us use it.
my pleasure. My pleasure. What did you think about the prop and the line?
Excellent. I love both. Um, the prop I think was perfect. I think that kind of prop because I could go to any like thrift store and find a snow globe for $1. And I really like my Disney one. I wanted to use that more uh with more emphasis. But
Mhm.
um the line was especially difficult. Thanks for submitting that. Way to go. Um, but I think yeah, I think it turned out great. Um, because I don't know. It's such a hard line to use that like if everybody has to use it, then it very clearly ties all the films together. And it's like, oh, that's the line. I like
Mhm.
that it's I know a lot of people said that they want the line to only be a movie line, like a line from a show or do you have an opinion on that?
Um, I not really. I mean,
Hmm.
now that everybody has given me their opinions straight to my face, this season on the podcast,
Yeah.
I now know that I did a bad thing, and I'm very sorry. But spoiler alert for a future episode, like that is something that I would like to cover in the council episode. Like, let's
Very
if it's
good.
if it's gonna cause issues, then let's actually set a constitution for Party Room. Let's make rules about what can and can't be submitted.
Well,
And
there's good chaos and bad chaos, and I guess some may argue that it's bad chaos, but I don't know. I thought it was very fun.
I,
I thought you did just fine.
I don't understand how it would be any worse than you think. You think anybody wants a roundhouse kick to the face while I'm wearing these bad boys? Well, forget about it.
I
Or
agree.
or
Yeah.
the Whopper line from whichever year that was. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
Andrew's Whopper line. Yeah, I think most people's issue is that they just because it's a film festival, they want the line to be from a film. It's not necessarily that it is a like kind of like a political line or a line that's kind of going after the podcast or
Hmm.
that it's a line that's like very in the know, like you have to be I think that's my favorite thing about it is that the line doesn't really make any sense unless you are a party room person. So
Yeah.
I actually kind of think it's a perfect line.
So yeah. So anyway, we'll discuss it,
Yeah.
and maybe we don't make actual rules, but we make in spirit guidelines for the
Yeah.
lines in the future. Um, but and then of course your actor is Josiah, and your category is hot. Tell me what your thoughts were going in.
Yeah. Yeah. So I love the categories. I thought Sam and Matt did excellent giving out the categories. Um yeah. Yeah, I thought Hot gave me a lot of really good ideas. I chose none of them. Um, yeah, yeah. And on Josiah, like the thing with this year is Josiah and I got together. Like we set up. Here's the thing. I like spent a lot of money on the props that I wanted to use. I had my script nearly completed. It wasn't fully completed. Um,
Hmm.
and I was starting to schedule shoot days, and Josiah and Melissa came over, and I remember just sitting there and just being like, just looking at my phone and being like, man, kind of tired. And he was like, you know what, dude, like we've kind of been through the ringer this time around. Let's just let's just check this one off. Let's and I very much appreciate Josiah, like even then, like kind of having my back. Um and being like, hey, there's always next year.
Hmm.
It's a good dude.
So you say that you bought props. You say that you had you weren't quite script locked, but you were getting there. Are you willing to
Mhm.
share anything about what that original idea was?
Well, I think it's a good enough idea, um, that I might hold on to it and see if I can do it this year. Um, if I don't do that idea totally, I might use elements that I don't want to spoil.
Okay.
Um, some of the props are pretty cool, little expensive here and there. And I think there's things that would make it a good evolution to what Party Room has done.
Hmm. So let's get into the actual film. We open up, cold open, Nickelodeon. Now back to the show. Why did we go
Yeah.
with Nickelodeon and not Disney or Cartoon Network? Is there any real reason for that?
Well, I really like Nickelodeon a lot. Um, what was happening that day is Melissa and I were doing SpongeBob jokes, and she was like, "You should just like open it up like a Nickelodeon sitcom, like Drake and Josh or something." And I was
Hmm.
like, "You know what? That's it. That's an idea. And you know what? That's the idea we're gonna run with." And so that's what we did. So I can't even take the that's Melissa's doing. That was her idea. It's such a good idea. So there you go.
So, why do we go with this aspect ratio?
Let's see. Is it more crammed than normal?
It's I I don't know what crammed means. Like it's
Like did I
small.
did I
It's
crop it
smaller.
in? It's
Yeah,
smaller.
it's dropped in from the top and bottom, and it is shorter on the left and right.
Oh, like for the animation itself?
For the whole film.
Man, I don't even recall punching it in. Maybe I think the animation
Hmm.
itself was in a very low resolution. And so I probably matched the resolution of the animation
Hmm.
to keep it somewhat consistent because it didn't matter.
Um,
uh that's probably the reasoning.
that makes sense, and it also could just be like a YouTube compression type weird thing happening.
I know there was a lot of compression on the animation because I just like stole it off of somewhere. Um, yeah, it was pretty crappy.
Um, why? What is this music? I mean,
Huh.
obviously we have Melissa singing the intro. Zach on the couch. Great job,
Yeah.
Melissa. But then we just kind of have background music going. What is that? Is that significant at all?
I think it's from some sitcom. I know all the laugh track stuff. It's gotta be like some kind of like Seinfeld thing. But
Yeah.
I don't think it's like noticeably Seinfeld. I think it's like pretty stock.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, yeah. I kind of like channeled my Seinfeld for this one, where it was like it is an episode about absolutely nothing, pretty much.
Amazing. Um,
Riveting stuff.
yeah. I mean, look, man. I
Right.
try. Like, I've got four questions for you, man. Like,
Dude, I love it. Yeah. I appreciate you giving me an episode at all. Um, I appreciate the time for sure.
um, do you feel as though you use the line, the prop, and the category well? You do
No.
kind of nail them all within a 5-second clip.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. It is oh, who is it that said like, "Oh, it's better than good, it's done." Um, like I think Matt says something like that. Um, but yeah, yeah, I loved when Aaron in the chat was he said it so like his message was so like sincere because he's just a really sincere guy. He was like, yeah, now back to the show reminds me of like how like cinema is like dying and it's just all canned and something like that, and how this film made me feel things, and I was like, oh, I can't tell if he's joking.
It
He's just nice
definitely
dude.
sends a message.
Yeah. Yeah. I think ultimately the message that I don't want to send is that I don't care. Because I very much do care about all aspects of the festival. Um, just this year I felt like I couldn't fully commit the way I wanted to. I like to commit in the films itself. It takes a bit of effort. Um and so I was like, I just need to check it and then get everything else working.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, I think I will say that, and this comment will come off as though it is like bullying or directed at Cody, but like it really isn't. I think, yeah, we've had these films over the years. Mitchell submitted Obligation. You
mm,
submitted Now Back to the Show. As long
yeah,
as you submit something, as long as you still participate in the chat, like, you will still be accepted and loved. So just thank you for still submitting something. Now, yes, you
appreciate
are.
that.
Now, yes, you are still going to have to take it on the chin whenever we bully you, but
Yes.
you know, it is worth saying, like, to everybody listening to this, if you don't have time, make some bull crap,
Uh huh.
have an obligation, have a Zach on the Couch film, and still come hang out at festival.
See, I knew that it was going to be a Zach on the Couch film, and that's like what I want it to be. Is like, oh, like somebody said it exactly how I want it to be, where they said, "Oh, you don't want to fight a Zach year 3, but you do want to fight a Zach year 5." Like they're like, "Oh, don't you could kill Happy It this year, or you could Zach on the Couch it." And they say Zach on the Couch, they don't say back to the show, which is perfect. Perfect. So
I, I think that
I appreciate the heckling. Hmm.
I think that also, like, people calling it Zach on the Couch helps with the marketing of it, because
Hmm.
now if somebody looks for Party Room Film Festival Zach on the Couch, they won't be able to find it. So
No,
so this film will just be lost to the ages.
that's right. That's right. The ultimate failure. If anybody else tries to bullcrap a year, they won't top me. I don't think. I don't think you could bullcrap harder than Zach on the Couch. So I'd like to see someone try, I guess.
Well, for all of the, in your words, not mine, bullcrap that Zach on the
Hmm.
Couch is, it's still, I feel like, laughs per second. I still feel like it is rated very high on that scale, because
Yeah,
I really enjoy that film. I was chuckling the entire time because of how uncomfortable it is. Like, I really liked
yeah.
it personally.
Josiah said when we filmed it, and he was like, "Huh, it's done. That's so weird." And he was like, "This is actually going to be really funny, uh, just because it's such a whiplash from
Yeah.
everything else that you do. Like everyone's expecting you to do what you always do, not this. And so I do think you have to have that factor in order to like descend to that tier. You have to like have your bargain Batman. You have to have your meaningless McGlone fever dream. Um, you got to have these like really good films, um and then fail at the finish line.
Yeah. You can't release 5 now back to the shows in a row and then
Yeah.
be like, this will be good, and release a 6th one.
Exactly. So, yep.
Well, we're almost at the end of the film's questions. Um,
It's like slightly longer than the film itself.
yeah. So, again, here at the PRFFP, we try to go in depth for all of our things. The scream, your face turns a certain shade of purple, and I used a color engine to find that exact shade. It is called viola, but it is also pretty close to puce. So,
Oh man, I would love a. Okay, so now what I want is like a shirt that color with Zach on the couch in white on top of it. Like I think that would be a pretty cool. That's what.
just match your face color.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and it's just got like my face on it too. That's
Okay.
like changing this color. That would be pretty excellent. This could happen. This could happen. See, what we have to do is we have to continue to design merch so that when the festival goes big in at any moment, we can sell all of this merch and make party room films for a living. I could just keep making Zach on the couches. It'll buy my children's college.
Gee, just imagine like doing this as a full-time job is just insane.
Yeah.
Well, if we're being honest,
Crazy.
the podcast almost is a full-time job for me. But
yeah.
But
Well,
like making like we would do the festival, like we would do a summer season and a winter season.
yeah.
Like we're in syndication. Like
it'd be interesting to like if the festival ever did get to that point where it's like, oh, the podcasts is what like keeps it alive, just like it did for us during the down seasons. Like what amount of a cut like would you get? Like I sometimes go into my business mind on that, just in the eventuality that like this thing does happen. This might be a better thing to get into in the council episode, so that Andrew can be like, and that's when we shut it down.
yeah, that's when Andrew deletes the channel. Like
it'll never happen. Probably might be for the best. It could ruin us all.
it would.
Money is
No,
the worst.
Like, there's no could. It would ruin us.
yeah. The money hungry person in me just wants it to happen, just because I'd love to just make whatever I wanted and be cool. So
Well, not even the money hungry, it's the creative person in you as well, who's like, well, if this is my ticket to just sitting behind a camera and creating fun things, that's what I want to do.
true.
I will say, I don't know if this is public knowledge or not, but on Spotify, we have made money.
Really?
We have. I think
it's all Levi's money.
Well, see, that's where it gets kind of tricky, because I am in all of the songs on Spotify.
Yeah.
Like in the original My Girlfriend Is a Screen, I only sing 2 notes, so probably not much, but I have a full verse on the remix. I wrote a lot of Tick Tick. I even rapped in the background during Les Plombiers. So that's Trevor has to get money too, because that's his.
Yeah. So is it that the funds are channeled to just the channel itself, and Levi controls the Spotify channel?
I believe so. So I mean, like at some point we have to figure out how to divvy out this $1.57 that we've made.
It's $1.57?
I think so. Like it's something really embarrassingly low. That like
we should literally put, or Levi should, I don't know, like it'd be so funny to have like our first dollar or something.
Oh, like in a
Um,
the way they do it, like a small business, just hang up our first dollar. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
pretty good.
That'd be a good way to spend it, I guess. I don't know.
Uh, Yeah, we'll see. Um,
Yeah, that's so interesting. Did he tell you that? Did he like call you up and be like, "Dude, we've made $1.57?"
yeah, I'm pulling that number out of my butt, but
Okay,
like it
it's
is
something
less.
like that.
It's less than $5. Like
Yeah.
it might be like 214 or something like that, but like it is a embarrassingly low amount, but it is
Here's the
not
thing. I
zero.
think that's huge. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's huge because I would have thought it would be like, oh yeah, we have made money, like 12 cents, right?
yeah,
That it's like reached a dollar amount. I'm already impressed and terrified. Because it
yeah,
snowballs, baby. Yeah,
yeah.
it's gonna get the whole thing rolling.
Yeah, I mean, at some point we've looked at the monetizing of the channel, like just out of, or I have,
Mhm.
just out of curiosity. Once we have like 1,000 hours of like videos, or 1,000 hours of like watchers, and we have
Mm.
a certain number of subscribers, then we can start doing ads. And that's when things really shut down. That's when the festival really starts to die.
Yeah, yeah. I would hope that we like never rely on like making our own ads. So okay, in the eventuality that like the channel becomes profitable,
Yeah.
I would hope that like we would be able to divvy it up to where each person can make their own um product and then
Hmm.
they just get the money from what they sell. So like if Levi actually goes through the effort to make his party room board game and give some of the royalties to Paul, I guess, because it's like a Sir Sam board game. um then like I would love it if that was the direction that the festival went, where my um what'd you say it was called, viola colored shirt, like if
Yeah.
people bought that crap, then I would make like a few dollars per shirt, and that's it. That's what I make from the festival.
Okay. So here is, I'm looking at just because what
Hmm.
else are we going to talk about in this episode? Uh,
Yeah, I like this. I like talking business. That's cool.
so looking at the eligibility of monetizing on our YouTube channel,
Yeah.
we need we need three things. We need three out
Yep.
of four following things.
Hmm.
So we need to have 500 subscribers. We are only at 69.
No, we will get that.
We
We will get
need
that eventually.
3 video uploads in the last 90 days. We're doing that for sure.
Hmm.
All right. And then one of the following. So there are two more. That's our four. We need one of the following for our 3 out of
Hmm.
four.
Hmm.
We need 3 million shorts views. So, like views on our shorts, which somehow we have 1.3 thousand.
That's just Mitchell, I guess.
Yeah. That's Mitchell's hot
Mitchell
takes.
pulling it through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also like the Ferguson. I like the puppets.
Yeah. Or, or,
Those
or
are good
maybe
too.
I really want what will Sam put in his mouth to get its own like a 30-minute spin-off show. Like
Yes. Yeah.
like
That's Sam's year that he like drops the ball. And he just makes an episode of what he's gonna put in his mouth.
I want us
Um
to have a partnership with like Fox or ABC. Yeah. Tune in Thursday night at 9 to find out what will Sam put in his mouth.
I'd love it. I'd be all about it. See, I'd buy
Um
that shirt too, you know?
that would be a good shirt. Just Sam with his
Mhm.
mouth open.
Yes,
um
I'm all about it.
uh, but the other so one of the following is either 3 million views on our shorts or 3,000 public watch hours
Mm,
in the last 365 days. So we are currently at 674 public watch hours out of 3,000. So we're a
that's
ways away from that.
huge. Yeah, but that's huge because that's with just us,
Yeah.
right? Like that, but like you once you hit the subscriber amount that they're talking about, you got it. You got it. We
Yeah.
just need the subscribers. And I mean, I got Orc Slayers to 90, right? I got
Did
that
you really?
crappy, yeah, I got that crappy D&D knockoff show that nobody watched that I spent hours toiling over. I got it to 90 subs. It may not have 90. I haven't even looked at the channel at the moment, but um yeah, yeah. I thoroughly believe that if Levi can just continually get like a million dates and then trick all of these women into subscribing to his channel, that we will be millionaires. So this is the strat.
I am seeing a different. So
Hmm.
that is one way to be eligible. The other way is to have 1,000 subscribers
Mhm.
and the so like the first set, the 3 out of 4. This
Yep.
one's just 2 out of 3. It's instead of the 500, you need 1,000 subscribers.
Mhm.
If we have 1,000, we can ignore the 3 video uploads within the last 90 days. And then again, it's 10 million. Or no, that number jumps up too. We would need 10 million views of our shorts or 4,000 hours of just regular videos.
So it's like a different strategy,
Yeah. So
essentially,
like
because they're trying to branch into the shorts.
you can either have 500 subscribers, 3 videos in the last 90 days, 3,000 watch hours, or you can have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. So
If Aaron just makes another science and then just
yeah,
splits that film into 100 shorts, we've got it. Right?
yeah,
Like that's all he has to do. Because that
it'd
film
be
is
good.
gold every second of it.
Mhm.
Did he release the hour-long whatever
Not
of that
yet.
at all? What is he doing?
Uh, he's not helping the channel grow, is what he's doing.
Aaron.
I don't think Aaron will hear this. Like, I think that's safe to say. You know what?
Is
No,
it?
actually,
He doesn't listen to the podcast episodes?
let's do a roll call right
Saddens me.
now. I
Mhm.
want to know who actually is listening to this. So, like, not doing the usual comment down below.
Mm,
If you are hearing this right now, text me, message me, message me
mm.
in Discord. I just want to like take attendance on who is actually listening. And it's
Oh,
fine that
yeah.
nobody is, but I am curious who the loyal listeners are to the podcast.
See, I do think that mostly everyone listens, because I mean, and I say mostly everyone, because I think I'm pretty typical where
Mhm,
I like to listen to content, but it gets backlogged for me, especially
mhm.
when you're consistent like you have been. Um, you know, I it just takes me a while to actually catch up.
Yeah.
So
But you're not telling me like Paul is not going to text me saying, "Hey, I just heard my name in the," like there's no way that happens
that's
unless
probably true.
Andrew or Sam text him saying, "Prove Jacob wrong." Like, you know what I mean? Like
That's fair.
I don't think that's in the cards.
Yeah, yeah. The man has surprised me every once in a while. I'd be interested what he thinks of my presentation later on.
Yeah,
Um, if he ever gets to it. So we'll see. We'll see.
gotcha. Um anyway, big interesting. Sorry. Big old tangent there. Let's get back to this great film. Um
Yes.
so then we get
Now
to the
back to the
credits.
show.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Dang it, I said it wrong. It has the
You,
perfect segue in it.
it does. You just can't remember it because is it what the name of the film is? I don't even know. I don't even
So
know.
we,
I directed it.
so we get to the credits. Why are we giving James Cameron credit?
Oh man, I mean, I just love how the whole festival like shills for James Cameron. And I'm the only one who's like, no, Cameron was cool, but now he is a hack. And so I loved putting his name. at the end of this. The man won't direct Terminator 3. He won't direct Alien 3. Like all the things that he should have done, he didn't do. And he goes and makes Titanic, and then he goes and makes the Blue People films, and he keeps making them. And no, I won't have it. I won't have it.
So you wanted to besmirch his name by attaching it to this project.
That's right. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's on this project, and it's me just throwing him right under the bus.
Now, so you have 4 names in your credits, and
Mhm.
I can list these off chronologically. You give yourself, then Josiah, and then you do a joke with James Cameron, and then you do Melissa as an afterthought. If I was Melissa, my feelings would be hurt. Explain yourself, sir.
See, I thought that was funny too, because you would expect Melissa, to be third, but no, it was James Cameron the whole time. What did he do on this film? He just made me upset. That's all he did.
Whoa, all this editing is making me thirsty.
I am also thirsty.
You got anything to drink?
Yeah, I've got water. Here you go, bud. Get on in there. You want some too?
I prefer filtered.
Get on in here, bud.
All right, so Zach, as you know, this season on the podcast, I'm giving each of my guests ownership of their own episodes. Now is your time to make a presentation about anything you want, as long as it is party room related. What do you got for me?
Mm-hmm. Well, welcome to the best PP of the festival.
Stop it.
Listen. This
We're not
isn't.
doing it. We're not doing it.
When
Zach.
Trevor said that, I laughed for like an hour. I had to pause, and I just laughed like for the rest of the day. I was walking around, and then everybody got in on it on the chat, and I was like, "Man, how did that guy get his doctorate?" Anyway. Speaking of a presentation, thank you all for coming and being here. My presentation is not a presentation at all, but a pitch.
Mm.
A pitch for a show to
There we go.
Cartoon Network.
Okay.
So, yeah. What I want to do is basically pitch a cartoon show that is called Party Room Film Festival. Yes.
I recognize this background.
Yes. There will be many things that you may recognize, sort of, in the following presentation. Yeah. So obviously, a Party Room film festival show would maybe seem mundane, just like regular show, but secretly have lots of really crazy and wild things happen in it. So what is this thing? It's going to be an epic animated series, just like Last Airbender, SpongeBob, Batman, and Gravity Falls. So like we have like an episodic nature to these, but they ramp, right? They become a bigger, more awesome show. Lots of great characters, probably movie spin-offs. Like, this is gonna be huge. Let's move along. Oh, and here's just a little something.
Who are you dudes?
We are the Pagelings!
I am Paper Pete, the leader of the Pagelings. But you can call me Pee-Pee.
I'll call you Pete.
Okay.
Stop it. Stop it.
All right, moving along. Oh, it wants to keep going. It wants to do it again. Okay. So what are we talking about here? So we've got a lot of like successes. So what is our demographic? It's teen to young adult. right? And we're talking, regular show, Adventure Time, SpongeBob's for younger, but it's reached an older demographic. It's got the legs. So we've got very episodic nature to this show, right? Stories ramp up, all right, and it's got major rewatchability. Now, for the style of the show, like what does our cartoon show look like? It's going to be a mix of character art styles. So kind of like if you've watched any of World of Gumball, which is still like airing on Cartoon Network. Actually, it's still like since like 2010. It's still the like most watched cartoon show at the moment. And then Smiling Friends. There's just a lot of different styles in the character animations to kind of give the idea that each director is a character in this, and they are very individual in the way they think and how they solve problems and how they see the world. Right?
Okay.
Let me continue. And then we've got our last little section here. There's the Avatar: Last Airbender Gravity Falls section, where it like this show, like these shows, it starts very small, and then a larger narrative will emerge from it. Because it's going to be a show that kind of like Total Drama Island. Okay, if you've ever watched that, where it's really really fun show, not for children, but was on Cartoon Network. Like it was just making fun of Survivor, and so like a person was kind of removed from the show. A character was removed from this animated show every week. They were voted off the island, and so like this show would kind of follow a similar competition. Not that people are voted off, but like it ramps up to the final episode where the festival happens. So, and here's just a little factoid in here. I just wanted to point out, who's at the top, real quick.
Hey Zach, what film did you make this year?
I made an excellent film, and still I'm on the top somehow.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome? I'm just that good.
Moving on.
Good.
Moving on.
Anyway. Yeah, I don't remember that slide getting in there. Anyway. So what's the show outline? The format. So how many episodes are we talking about? Right? How many characters are we talking about? We're going to talk about the format. We're gonna meet the cast, and then we're gonna talk about the end goal of this thing. So let's move along. Man, this is a lot of text. So let me break this down real fast. So our animated show, each director is going to have an episode, right? They're going to be making their film in the episode.
Okay.
So the theme song, just like Last Airbender, will tell us what this show is about, because we're just going to like hit the ground running, because you only got 11 minutes is how these things, that's how long a cartoon episode is. So it's not going to be, they're not going to be much longer than normal party room films. So each episode can either focus on the real world, like breaking down of like film sets. So there, I think there could be like a funny in the mundane, like regular show does. But then you could also kind of have like a dramatization of the characters. Like it would be funny if there was an episode where it was all of the characters from Science, or it is all the characters from Tanner's films, The Chronicles of Light, right? It like takes place in that universe and maybe cracks a joke and comes back to the real world when something falls apart or something, right?
Right.
And then every once in a while you have the seasonal plot progression element where the plot is slowly trudging towards the finale, whoever wins the festival. So every episode will involve the two main characters, even though each episode is kind of revolving around a different director's film, you still kind of have like if you think like, okay, so you got SpongeBob and Patrick, you've got Scooby and Shaggy, you've got I don't know, Yogi Bear and Boo Boo. Like from the beginning, you have like that is like what that's how you have the drama is you put two characters together and then they kind of create like problem solve it narrative.
Mhm.
So who do I think should be the two main characters of our cartoon show?
Yeah.
It's kind of a hard decision, but my pitch is that it will be these two individuals. Let's do McGlone and Levi. No, I began drawing our characters, and then realized that that's really hard, especially to do it in like different styles.
Yeah.
So we are using an AI generator. I apologize to all the artists out there. But if people out there would like some of like me to try to design their character in a different way. I mean, I'd love to draw our characters. I'd love to maybe work with Charity, who helps me on all of my films. She's an actual like graphical artist. She'd be great. But for this slide here, my pitch is all of the craziest stuff that happens with Party Room, I think, is with you two. When you like make your like it's crazy how you guys are like fire and gasoline together. And it's funny, you guys like try to work together, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, like why are these films being made this way? Why are they so good? How is this possible?
Yeah.
And I think like you also with this have Levi is kind of like he's a talented dude. He obviously has like his procrastination, like every artist, like haunts him a little bit. We have you that is like you just bounce off the walls and like you will be everywhere at all times, and you're like the most animated like person that I know. Like I think McGlone, I think if you just started a YouTube channel and just recorded yourself in life, I think you would make it. I think you're like that watchable. So
Right.
yeah, I think this is my pitch that we would do McGlone and Levi, and you guys are the duo that the show kind of follows. Maybe there's episodes where you're pitted against one another, but usually it's you two guys versus the world.
Okay.
So moving along. So let's meet the rest of the team, okay? So so first, I really want to do like a very chowdery animation with you, where the animation is changing like every reaction, right?
Yeah.
I did like 15 of them with you, and I love all of these.
That bottom middle one on the right is amazing.
There's yeah, they're so great, and yeah, I think you would be a character that's very recognizable. And then also I think the main one that I found is you, where it's like, you almost have your Rick Sanchez moments, like your real moments where it's like this is the dark day.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's a very fun, bouncy character. Oh, and I love this one. This one's my favorite one. Just thought I'd throw that guy up there. Look at him.
I
Just
don't
adorable.
I don't think that one's very flattering for me personally. But yeah. I mean,
You have to allow it. There he is.
yeah.
All right, moving along. All right. Ooh, and this is like the kind of comedy that I think like you would kind of like follow along with here. Let's watch.
Apples! Oh, I simply love a purple apples. Can't you give me 3 samples to a pretty lady?
Sure. Do you know one?
Can't you give a free sample to an ugly lady?
No, ugly ladies have to pay. Hey, ugly! You owe me $300!
And there you go. There you go. There's the typical joke. Moving along. So we've got Levi as well. So got a few, just a few of Levi. I didn't have a lot of time to make a million of everybody, but
Mhm.
Levi is going to be like where you're like the bouncy fun of like the duo. He's going to be a bit more of the realist. He's got a little bit more of like, oh no, the weight of the world is there, but then you kind of like inspire him. And
Yeah.
I found this one, and
He's the
this
straight
one,
man.
yeah, exactly. You gotta have that guy, and yeah, he's got a little bit more of his demons here. That's if you type into the AI generator, you get freakazoids like you get this one I plugged in regular show, and it was just like, all right,
It
there
just
it is.
it looks like the Muppets.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the shadows around the eyes and the nose is what does it there. Where I'm like, huh.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I like it. It's gross, but I like it. Um so yeah, you also have like a duality to Levi as well. Moving along. Andrew King. Okay. So Andrew King, yeah. So Andrew is he's a leader. He's a king. He is uh he created the festival, but I do kind of see him as maybe an antagonist, right? At
No,
least,
Andrew never antagonizes me. That would never work.
yeah. I think this works out very well. You know, he's got that politician. I think he would be an absolutely loved character. I especially like the simplicity of the one on the right. I'm a big fan of that one.
I think the one on
Um,
the left looks more like him.
mhm. Yeah.
Like, that's amazing. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, yeah. So good old Andrew is yeah, maybe a little dark head figure over this
Yeah.
film festival.
Mhm.
Moving along. Oh, yeah, and I got a little couple notes on there. Moving along. Sam. Sam.
Oh,
So Sam,
dude.
he's just gonna be Batman the whole time or thinking that he's Batman the whole time. And you know but he's a lawful good. He's a protector, right? And he's got this soft spot deep down for everyone in the film festival. um yeah, I was really happy with how these turned out. um and
Those are great.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think like some of these characters you won't see every episode, but you know, kind of like the Crimson Chin or something, like they come in and they like make the episode, right?
Yeah.
Like they are the surprise character, and you're like, man, I can't wait for the next season, the next festival where we see these characters again. Or at least the finale episode, I guess, where they'd all kind of reconnect.
Mhm.
Moving along. We got Cody. This
Yep.
one's based off of good old Samurai Jack. And have you ever seen Samurai Jack? You
I
ever seen this show?
haven't, unfortunately.
It's very good, very good. But I feel like a lot of people are like that, and that's why Cody's character is going to show up only when he needs to, and he's going to do something cool every once in a while, and then he's gone.
Dude, and every time that he shows up, like, cherry blossom petals start falling. It's like it just becomes very anime. Like,
Yes,
the whole show stops when he's there to
exactly.
make way for him, basically.
Mhm, mhm.
Uh,
Yeah,
those are really cool looking. Very cool.
yeah. I thought he would be very pleased with these. Yeah, he looks great. Moving along. We've got Matt, and these are obviously based off of Futurama. And so Matt, I think, is a brilliant person. I hope some of these are kind of crazy. Okay,
Yeah.
like some of the one of the reasons why I didn't want to draw them as well is just because like I didn't want to offend people. But then I realized that the AI will do that for me. It will probably
Yeah.
offend. I think these look great as animation characters. I don't think they represent Matt entirely perfectly.
This
Um,
is the worst one for sure. Like the overbite on the one on the left is just
yeah,
crazy.
there is no flattering Futurama or Simpsons character designs. I will say that, but I do think that going in that art style for him absolutely captures like the science fiction and the manicness of some of his humor. Maybe not manicness, but like the detail of it. Like you have to get the joke, and it's kind of like a joke inside of a joke, which Futurama does.
Yeah.
But yeah, and we'll move along here, and just a little taste, just in case Matt is not aware with what Futurama's stuff is like. Here we go.
Good news, everyone. The university is bringing me up on disciplinary charges. Wait, that's not good news at all.
Whatever you did, Professor, I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation.
Yes, but they won't listen. Everyone's always in favor of saving Hitler's brain, but when you put it in the body of a great white shark, ooh, suddenly you've gone too far.
Yep, there you go. Moving along.
Oh, I love Futurama.
It's such a good show. All right, and Mitchell. All right, so Mitchell, I really like the one on the left. The one on the right, not so much. You can only do it. A few of these I put through the generator several times. I tried. So these are Hey Arnold, right? So I tried to like get his like because I do want Mitchell to be a villain of this show. He's a bit of our Joker. If Sam's our Batman, then he's a little bit of our Joker. But it's difficult, I think, to derive a bit of like mischievousness out of a Hey Arnold design, because I mean he's such a 90s kid. I think that you got to go something along that. And I do like how on the left it looks like the hat is his headband, and then he's got like anime hair coming out of
Yeah.
it.
And like that's what I was originally laughing at, is like there's a hat, so where is any of this hair coming from, like on both pictures? Like,
Yeah, and the answer is animation. Ta-da!
now I will say, like, just pitching out there, I wouldn't say that he is the villain as in the Joker. I would say that it's more along the lines of like Doofenshmirtz or like the Ice King from Adventure Time.
I think
Like
that's a better way to put it, certainly.
the
Yes.
yes, the villain, but ultimately our friend.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's a good way to put that. I mean, like without Mitchell, the festival is not nearly as chaotic and funny, I would say. You got to have this backbone to it. But yeah, I want to do a few more with Mitchell actually and get it better. Maybe Mitchell will have some requests. Maybe he'll have a few requests. Moving on. Josiah, I put these through Gravity Falls, and if you've ever seen Over the Garden
I
Wall.
was about to say Over the Garden Wall is what it was looking like for me. That's really good.
Yeah. So I'm really happy with how these turned out. I like all the eyes in the Over the Garden Wall ones on the right here. Yeah. It like added this pointy hat to him that is very Over the Garden Wall. It's funny how the AI knows about some shows and really doesn't know about other shows. Like I would put in certain things and it would like this, it absolutely knows what I'm going for. Rick and Morty, when I would put in that one, it like absolutely it knew it almost too well.
Interesting.
And I was like, this isn't even usable. It's just a Rick and Morty shot at this point. It's not our show. So but yeah, I think Josiah, he's always a good guy. He's always a cheery guy. And I do feel like he is the character that it's like, oh man, like my boom mic broke. And then you look back over and Josiah has like repaired it with like a piece of gum and something. He's like the fix it guy. He's like, yep, here I am.
Well, one thing I've really enjoyed, like I haven't brought it up, but like just looking at the shirts, because they're like, yeah, graphic tee, you know, the classic company I and Garn Toy or OJE. Like,
yeah, I like this little I like this little mouth. I don't know what's going on there.
Looks like a little flame or something. I don't know.
There was one I did with Josiah where it like animated his face into the moon, and he was just this little moon. And I was like, that's adorable, but I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at. Anyway, moving along. We got Trevor. Trevor, we're gonna go full Goku. I kind of think he's kind of like Boomy from Avatar, where he is the old master, but a trickster. Like he kind of surprises you. I think Trevor is secretly the most powerful filmmaker. Just where is that power going? It cannot be contained or controlled. So there you go. Cool.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I especially like the one on the left because he's kind of like leaning in, and I feel like that kind of both of these kind of capture Trevor's two usual modes.
Yeah.
Moving along. You got Tanner. Tanner, the determined adventurer. He sent me a picture of him. I think in some mountain range. He might have been when he was overseas. I can't exactly recall, but it's his typical profile picture. And I got these two, and I was like, I really like these, because the one on the left, it's kind of got like his kind of bright, sunny cheeriness that he has, his very pleasantness. But then there's also a very excellent determination to him, you know. Like Melissa was talking about in her podcast, how sometimes with Tanner, he can be like very sarcastic with her. I think that's the only person he's usually sarcastic with, but he has that skill if you egg him on enough. So yeah, he definitely has like a determinedness that I think is an excellent character. Like he's like if there was an episode in the show where it was like about perseverance, I guess, and like climbing a literal mountain or something, like it would be cool if Tanner's character was like a model of that. You know, he's gonna make that film trilogy no matter what, you know.
Right.
Yeah, I like that idea. Moving along. All right, and we got Paul. And Paul, I love these so much, and I hope he watches this and sees them, because I really want Paul to understand that I think it's funny that in this show of like normal cartoon characters, he's a He-Man character that like sticks out like a sore thumb, and he shows up and he could just be like, "Oh, hey guys." It is Paul way. For him, kind of like so opposite Trevor, opposite the Boomy character. Like he shows up and he's got like the words of wisdom, like the sound advice, right? He almost comes in like that Deus Ex Machina and like solves an issue, or if they like need some like deep lore, like in regular show or Adventure Time or something, like they go to the wise He-Man character who knows all of the lore. That's what I would like. Yeah, I really like this like smile that the animation gives on the left. Where it's like he's like trying to smile. It's like a fake cringed smile. and I just
I
think it's
really
so
like
funny.
I really like this hair, this like bowl cut mullet thing that's going on. I think Paul
They
should
both
grow
have
it.
it.
Yeah, he should grow it out.
Yes. Yeah, I guess it's trying to meld Paul's normal hair on top with He-Man's his mane, you
Yeah,
know?
it's really interesting.
Yeah, I kind of love it. I kind of love it. Moving along. We got Aaron, and I
Oh,
love these. I love these
these
so
are
much. Yeah,
these are good.
so these are I did a few with Aaron. I was like trying to find I did a few with like Aaron and Flapjack. Like that was the mode. But then I was like, nah, I'll try Gravity Falls again with Aaron. And they turned out way better.
Yeah,
So Flapjack was one of those where it's almost like the AI, if there's too much content that the animation has sometimes, it like doesn't know how to categorize it. Like I couldn't do like Transformers the animated series from the 80s, right? Because
right.
there's so much Transformers stuff, like it couldn't make it animated like everything else. It started
Mhm.
looking to real or 3D or however. But
Yeah,
this stuff, I love these too. I think it's great.
that's really good.
These are from the same image prompt. It added in the girl, and I was like, "Oh, that looks just like Caitlin. That's
That's
perfect."
that's really
Um,
interesting. Actually, that's awesome.
yeah, yeah. So that's terrifying because the AI was able to just uh, divine her out of thin air. But
Mhm.
there she is. Um, And so Aaron, I think, is the character in the film festival who's like he's like doing his own thing every once in a while, and then everything goes crazy, and his reaction to the crazy is what makes it funny.
Yeah.
And then he ends up making the best film. Like every year, Aaron wins again. Um, and I think that would be a pretty funny joke. Um, yeah, I do like his little legs. He's got little bitty legs over here as he cradles his camera.
It looks a lot like
Fantastic.
Seuss.
Yeah, yeah, it's going full Seuss. Yeah, good stuff. If anybody wants these, I'll eventually probably share all of these fun little images on the chat.
Mhm.
Um, but I'll give it some time. Moving along. Then there's me. Um,
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, and I did a few with me because when you like make images of yourself, you don't like any of them. That's just kind of how it is, I think. But I think
Yeah.
these are particularly fun. Um, I think it catches my two sides as well. I kind of have a fun zany side. I like how in both of them I'm surrounded by crazy characters.
Yeah. Little
Um,
cartoons.
Yeah, yeah. And I like to think that in the show, I'm just like in my own dream world and everyone
Mhm.
else is crazy characters. And I'm like just trying to make sure everybody's okay, you
Well,
know?
when the camera shifts to like your POV, it's actually like you're in Space Jam and like
Yes. Yes. Exactly.
yeah, interesting. I like that.
Um yeah. Yeah. It turned out pretty good. Let's see. Do we have another? Let's see. Who am I forgetting? I think that's everybody. Make sure. Make sure.
It's gonna be really bad if you
One,
forgot somebody, buddy.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then you, 13. So I think the 14th person that I'm thinking of would be Landers, and I think that Landers would be involved in the show, but a la Dr. Claw from Inspector Gadget, where he is the hidden villain. The true evil mastermind, the lich from Adventure Time, right?
Yeah.
He lurks in the shadows, and is secretly just a super fun guy. Um, you know, he was exiled from the film festival, and now he is going to do everything he can to stop it. Um, yeah, yeah. Um, so there we go. I think these are a lot of really cool characters. I would love to do some of these. If people request me to do more of them, I will do more. Or if you want to do your own and submit them to the Party Room Film Festival cartoon show, please do. But without further ado, oh, I'd also like to see some of them come up with the wives as well. Like,
Mhm.
do people try to make the wives look the same as their characters, or do they try to juxtaposition, like make them like opposites?
Mhm.
Um, like I think that would be really fun, like episodes as well. You know what I mean?
No, I think the wives are all just themselves. They're played by themselves, live action, because they are what keep us like grounded in reality a little bit.
That's great. That's great. Yeah, I
Like,
love.
you know, we're all living in this wacky world, but at some point, like, you know, you get the call from the wife, and it's like, no, come back. You're going a little bit too cartoony right now. Come back a little bit, and you kind of shift.
That's right. I love that. Yeah, then you almost have like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit thing going on,
Mhm.
where it's like a melding of these two worlds. That's such a good idea, dude. But yeah, that is the end of
I hate
my. That is the end of my crazy presentation, my huge pitch.
Look at the unibrow. I mean, like, come on.
dude, it came up with this one, and I like died. This was one of the first ones it came up with because I wasn't trying to do like 3D animation.
Yeah.
But I like tested it on your image for like honestly quite a while. I looked up a few YouTube videos just to try to like nail it down to the exact prompts to kind of get that more of a like a 2000s
Yeah.
animation look.
Like,
Mhm.
I know I'm not Paul Sigler, but this is mean. All right. Like, this is
Where's the one? I like the one with the horns as well. Let me go
yeah,
back.
what
Let me
was
go back up
that?
here. Yeah, look at
Yeah,
that guy. Look at I don't know why. I didn't do it.
that looks
I had
like
no say in this.
How to Train Your Dragon almost. Like, just
That's what it is. Yes, it's How to Train Your Dragon.
but
Yep,
yeah.
it's great.
Anyway, that's cool. That was a good presentation. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, I think everyone will enjoy it.
Whoa, all this editing is making me thirsty. I am also thirsty. You got anything to drink?
Yeah, I've got water. Here you go, bud. Get on in there. You want some too?
I prefer filtered.
Get on in here, bud.
Whoa, all this editing is making me thirsty. I am also thirsty. You got anything to drink?
Yeah, I've got water. Here you go, bud. Get on in there. You want some too?
I prefer filtered.
Get on in here, bud.
It makes life cool. L81.
Whoa, all this editing is making me thirsty. I am also thirsty. You got anything to drink?
Yeah, I've got water. Here you go, bud. Get on in there. You want some too?
I prefer filtered.
Get on in here, bud.
this editing is making me thirsty. I am also thirsty. You got anything to drink?
Yeah, I've got water. Here you go, bud. Get on in there. You want some too?
I prefer filtered.
Get on in here, bud.
All right, Zach, I got just a few more questions for you, if that's all right.
Let's do it. Yeah.
So we've kind of already talked a little bit about this, with the whole Zach on the couch shirt with the puce and all of that.
Yes.
But I would like to know what other merch you would like to see.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. Let's see. The Lego sets has always been a really good idea. I think that's really cool. Um, I think I'd love to see like our own brand of soda, maybe. Like I know we do the Mountain
Ooh,
Dew,
yeah,
but I'd love to have like a tall can of like I don't even know what we would call it, like party room juice.
yeah.
Something crazy.
Party juice kind of has a different connotation to it. So
Yeah, and maybe that's perfect, you know? Um, so yeah, I
no,
think
it's called Zach Adams Lake Water.
yeah, exactly. That's one of the flavors. It's one of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
flavors of it. Yeah. Um, let's see. I forgot to think about this one. It's too busy animating people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you did come up with, like I said, like we have kind of already touched on this one, so like you can just pass if you want to, because I mean, the puce shirt with like your face and just white text that says Zach on the couch is pretty good, and
Yeah.
also, what will Sam put in his mouth merch is good too. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I like both of those things. I might come back to it because I thought I had a really good merch idea the other day. Um, but I'm just not thinking of it. Not thinking of it. Um, cool. Next question.
what party room Lego sets would you like to see?
hmm Yeah, the Lego sets are a crazy good idea. Um, I definitely want to see a transformer of your mech. And then, but I want each arm to be their own set, and then you assemble them.
Mhm.
Have people already said that idea?
I don't think so. No.
Well, that's stupid because that's obviously what a Lego set should be, where it is half Lego set, half what is the show where it's like each arm is
It
each
it's a lot
appendage?
of shows, but GoBots, Power Rangers,
Yeah.
uh okay.
Yeah. Yeah, where you build them each piece and then they also combine. That would be great. Um, let's see. Lego sets. Mm. Um, Somebody may have said this one too. I think I mean I guess of course I think of my own locations. Um, but I would love for wet, I would love there to be like a lake monster that
Yeah.
you can put together. You can put together like the tentacles, and then you can put meat in like the tentacles.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think that
cool.
would be a cool little character piece. Um, hmm. I think what I would really love is a set of just our house with
Mhm.
everyone's Lego figures as little figures that you can set in the living room.
Yeah.
Um, I think that would be the ultimate for me.
Yeah. Well, uh, I can't remember who I was talking to about it, but like honestly, just doing your whole property, because then you have wet, you have evil, you have unstoppable force, you have
Yeah.
like you have a myriad of films. So
Yeah. Yeah. Here is a good question for you.
mm,
Since my main role as in party room, like above like coming up with the rule, like helping coming up with the rules and things like that, my role is to make that weekend as uh stress free and as simple as humanly possible.
yeah.
Do you have do you have any insight, being, since you are one of the people who travels the farthest, um, you do bring Maddie with you. Um, is there anything I can do that you foresee to make things easier in that weekend?
Honestly, like this isn't me just being like blowing smoke up your skirt. Like honestly, it
Mhm.
was a pretty chill weekend. I got to hang out and fish. I got to play Viking chess. I got to kind
Yeah.
of it was like we had moments of like I was able to be introverted as well as extroverted. Like I was able to do things at my own pace, and other people were able to stay extroverted and be at their own pace. So like I think it was I think this past year was probably the best one, personally.
Sweet.
Um no, I don't think there's nothing that I can think of that would be. Yeah, no. Maybe just because I got ate up by horseflies a good bit. If there's anything you can do about that, but
That's a good thought. Yeah.
as far as like itinerary goes and like living arrangements, I was happy in the camper. I was happy with all that. Um, so
Yeah, yeah. That's one thing that I'll broadcast to everyone is that big or small, if you have anything where it's like, hey, maybe we can try this. Just let me know. Just give me a direct message and we'll see what we can do.
cool. Zach, rate yourself over the years. What was your best film and what was your worst film?
This is interesting because it's interesting to see that list of what other people rate highly that I've done,
Hmm.
um, against what I would rate highly. Because people have always really liked Wet, and I mean, I like it, but I never expected people to like keep voting for it. I guess I thought it would kind of like eventually become lost.
Yeah.
Um, uh, I do think that overall, Kill Happy is my best. I think it's the most accessible. I think it's still goofy enough to be a party room film while
Hmm.
also upping the ante. Um, so I think Kill Happy you have to put on top, because Kill Happy could evolve, I think, into an actual short film. You know,
Hmm.
like the idea is there, and the execution is there, just the budget is not, right?
Right.
um like even the acting I think is pretty dang good.
Yeah.
um like second I would put Power of Friendship. I think Power of Friendship is just a little better written, but I don't think it's a film that is good for party room necessarily. I think a lot of people like it though because it's just
Hmm.
me.
Hmm.
Like it is like a like completely unfiltered Zach film. But I do think it's got loftier things to say than the typical viewer would like.
Hmm.
Um, and I think that has to be taken into account. The audience. Then I would put Wet. I'm glad people like it.
Yeah.
It has nothing to say. What it at least does well, I think, is that it I do think that it is one of the prime examples of the fun party room films that does try something different than any of the other films kind of do. There are some films that kind of do similar things now, but yeah, every year I try to do something different, and um I think I think Wet still in a way paved the way for uh a lot of the ideas that we see in Party Room.
Right.
But I have to also give props to Andrew for Evil, because like there are um things about Evil that I was like kind of copying with Wet, where you kind of end in this crazy crescendo. So it all builds on each other. Um After that, I mean, my zombie movie uh is very dear to me because it is just a continuation of Run from the Dead, which is all my old high school, middle school zombie stuff.
Hmm.
It's funny to watch that thing now and be like, this is really bad. like I don't think it's bad or anything. Um, but it was just something that we like threw together in
Hmm.
like an afternoon. And like if I knew that Party Room would like be what it is, then I would have done a lot of things different. If
Yeah.
I knew I was gonna watch this 150 times, I would have done some things different. And then Zach on the Couch is last,
Gotcha.
easily. Yeah.
So, what's really interesting about you rating yourself just now is that, by your own judging, your party room career is a bell curve where you you know you 5 and years 1 are at your lowest, and then years 2 and 4 are about medium, and then your top film is year 3. So, is this the end, or are we about to see a swing up for the next bell curve?
I think it'll definitely swing up, because I think that it's almost like the stock market where like we got like really good highs. I still think I would like Kill Happy and Power of Friendship are almost like it depends on the day for me. Like which
Hmm.
one I think is better. Like if we're going by these stats where I think like, okay, what's the better party room film? Then it's this. What do I think is the better film? What's better written? This. Um but so I think it almost like goes up and then crashes
Yeah.
drastically with and so then I think if you just judge by like how the stock market, like the S&P 500, like how those lines will work, it goes up, crashes, and then it'll go and continue up like that.
Awesome.
um
So
yeah.
what do we think? What do we think? You know, what ideas do you have for this coming year? Do we see a return of Try Hard Zach?
Yeah, I want to try really, really hard. I've got a really ambitious idea. One that I had before Kill Happy.
Mm,
And Kill Happy is more of a budget idea. It's an idea that a younger, less experienced filmmaker can make. What One of the things that's awesome about Party Room is that it's given me more opportunities to direct. Um, and I have found that I love to write and I love to direct, because I think I can actually direct people who do not act.
mhm.
Um, and so it's really helped me with that skill. Um, and it's fun to act just because in everyone's films, because I kind of have a better idea as to what the director is looking for, I think. And better communicate in that way. So um I think definitely Try Hard Zach returns. Um I think it's gonna be brutal. because I'm out for blood. I'm out for revenge against previous year. Not even against anyone else. Against just previous year Zach, right? Where it's
Mhm.
like, yeah, we're gonna springboard back, and it's gonna hit 10 times harder. But in a fun way, in a fun, happy party room way. Yeah.
All right. Well, we can't wait to see the return of the king.
Thank you.
All right. This has been the PRFFP, and I'm just hanging out.
Hanging out with my family.